Lolo reads Episode 11, Anguish in Bohemia. After work, Edgar swilled a double scotch at the Bohemian Club. The rules of a well-ordered life were never enough when other people refused to obey them. Beecham was only one of the many. The cartoon room was crowded. Edgar sat alone in the domino room, preferring silence. The dread had begun to grow again. He rose and went to the telephone. His hands grew slippery around the receiver. The maid answered. Halcyon Hill. Emma, is Mrs. Halcyon available? Just a moment, Mr. Halcyon. Franny's mouth was full. Darling, marvelous chief's puffs I doggy-bagged from Cyril's party, and Emma's whipped up a divine blanquette de veau. When are you coming home? I have to pass tonight, Franny. Edgar, not those damn pantyhose again. No, I'm at the club. There's a committee meeting. Silence. Franny? What? She was icy. I have to do these things, you know that. We do what we want, Edgar. Blood rushed to his face. All right then, God damn it, I want to go to this meeting. That make you happy? Franny hung up. He stood there holding the phone, then put it down and mopped his face with a handkerchief. He took several deep breaths. He reached for the directory and looked up Ruby Miller's phone number. He dialed. Evening, Ruby here. She sounded more grandmotherly than ever. Edgar Halcyon, Mrs. Miller. Oh, how nice to hear your voice. Gracious, it's been a long time. Yes, you know, business. Yes, busy. His brow was drenched again. Can I see you tonight, Mrs. Miller? I know it isn't much notice. Oh, well, just a minute, Mr. Halcyon. Let me check my book. She left the phone. Edgar could hear her rummaging around. All right, she said at last. 8 o'clock, okay? Thank you so much. Not at all, Mr. Halcyon. He felt much better now. Ruby Miller meant hope for him, however vague. He decided to have a drink at the bar in the cartoon room. Edgar, you old bastard, why aren't you home pruning the rose bushes? It was Roger Manigault, senior vice president of Pacific Excelsior. The Manigault tennis courts bordered on the Halcyon apple orchard in Hillsborough. Edgar smiled. Past your bedtime too, Booter. The nickname was a hangover from Stanford days when Manigault had been beatified on the gridiron. Nothing since then had pleased him. He was currently angered by the demise of the Stanford Indian. Everybody's so goddamn sensitive nowadays. Indians aren't Indians anymore. Oh no, they're Native Americans. I've spent 10 years learning to say Negroes right, and now they've turned them to blacks. God damn it, I don't know what to call the maid anymore. Edgar took a slug of his drink and nodded. He had heard it all before. Now, you take the word gay, Edgar. That used to be a perfectly normal word that meant something wholesome and fun, goddammit. Jesus, God, look at it now. He polished off his scotch and slammed the glass down. A decent young couple is almost embarrassed to mention they've been to the Gaieties. Good point, said Edgar. Damn right. Say, speaking of that, Roger and Susie say they bumped into Beecham at D-Day at the Gaieties. Beecham's a damn good dancer, Susie says. Hustling, or whatever they call it. Hustling is probably the word, Edgar thought. He had wondered about Beecham and Susie on several occasions. Excuse me, Booter, but I promised Franny I'd be home early tonight. For all of the lies she required, Ruby Miller might well have been Edgar's mistress. Up the hill at the University Club, Beecham sought solace from Peter Cipriani, heir to the fabled San Mateo flower fortune. I'm getting paranoid, I guess. The old man again? Yeah, he put the screws to me about Dee Dee. Well, he's suspicious? Always. What does Dee Dee think? You're assuming she knows how to. She's a tad thick, but she does pay for your Wilkes-Bashford addiction. And she's got a nice box. Beecham frowned. At the opera, Beecham. Very funny. I thought so. I didn't come here to talk about my wife, Peter. That's funny. Everybody else did. Silence. Sorry. Cheap shot. Want to hear about the bachelor's ball? Do I look like I do? Well, we missed you anyway. Actually, we missed your navy dress whites. They were always just the right touch. Very Gilbert and Sullivan. Thank you. The Prune Prince wore his great-uncle's opera tails this year. John Soane's cipher? The one. Are you ready for this? He spilled a bottle of amyl in his breast pocket. Come on. While he was dancing with Madge. What did she do? Oh, she just kept waltzing around like a cotillion Deb, presumably pretending that all her dance partners smell like dirty sweat socks. You going to her do tonight, aren't you? Oh, shit. Forgot, huh? Dee Dee will shit a brick. He downed his drink. I'm off. More than likely, said Peter.